Ladies and gentlemen, this man that you're looking at is Dan Patrick, and he is the Texas Lieutenant Governor. And he was really, people ripped his ass apart. He was dragged badly recently for making the statement that seniors may be willing to die for the economy. You know, instead of suggesting that somebody else die for the economy, why don't you die for the economy, Dan Patrick? These people are something else. And you got to shut these kind of folks down because next thing you know, he'll be at some podium talking about black people are willing to die for the good of the economy. Yes, they would take it that far. So this came out in HuffPost March 24th, 2020. Texas Lieutenant Governor ripped for saying seniors may be willing to die for the economy. Why are you trying to sacrifice somebody else? Why don't you take yourself and your family and the people you know and you all sacrifice yourself for the good of the economy? Twitter users are calling out Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick for claiming that lots of grandparents out there are willing to take a chance against CV in order to save the economy. Man, I don't know what he was drinking down there in Texas. Mm-mm-mm. Man, sound like he's in a fairy tale. Speaking on Fox News, Patrick agreed with Trump proposal for a quicker end to the shutdown. So Trump wants to reopen businesses, and the medical experts are advising him not to do it because it will, this CV will just explode in the country at that point. The closures and stay at home instructions are aimed to stop the spread of the virus, especially to those most vulnerable, such as seniors, who make up 80% of all US deaths. But Patrick, who turns 70 next month, indicated he's willing to put his own survival on the line in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for future generations. He's talking about his people, y'all. He ain't hardly talking about us. We've been nothing but oppressed in this damn bitch. Okay. He's talking about his people. And if that's in exchange, I'm all in, he told Tucker Carlson. Adding that there's lots of grandparents who agree. Well, not so fast. Those grandparents have since come forward to cuss his ass out. The message is that let's get back to work. Let's get back to living. Let's be smart about it. And those of us who are 70 plus will take care of ourselves, but don't sacrifice the country, he said. Twitter users were they were pissed at the notion that he wanted their grandparents to sacrifice themselves to the virus in the name of the economy. So Twitter went buck wild on his ass. Beto O'Rourke. This kind of numb nuttery will kill people in Texas, young as well as old. We need a statewide shelter in place in order to stop the spread of CV and save hundreds of thousands of lives. So this was Felicia Somnes. She said Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick was on Fox saying he agrees with Trump. He cast it as an opportunity for seniors to sacrifice in order to keep the country intact for their grandchildren. Let's get back to living, and those of us that are 70 plus will take care of ourselves. Emma Basileri said, I love my grandparents very dearly, and I would not like to see them as human sacrifices at the altar of the stock market, and did not realize this desire had to be actively defended. All right, so let me see if I can get this video to play, the audio of him actually saying this. Let's see
Tucker,
here.
no one reached out to me and said, as a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that's the exchange, I'm all in. And that doesn't make me noble or brave or anything like that. I just think there are lots of grandparents out there in this country, like me. I have 6 grandchildren, that what we all care about and what we love more than anything are those children. And I want to, live smart and see through this, but I don't want the whole country to be sacrificed. And that's what I see. I've talked to hundreds of people, Tucker, and just in the last week, and making calls all the time, and everyone says pretty much the same thing, that we can't lose our whole country. We're having an economic collapse. I'm also a small businessman. I understand it, and I talk with business people all the time, Tucker. And my heart is lifted tonight by what I heard the president say, because we can do more than one thing at a time. We can do 2 things. So, my message is that let's get back to work. Let's get back to living. Let's be smart about it. And those of us who are 70 plus, we'll take care of ourselves, but don't sacrifice the country. Don't do that. Don't ruin.
So you're basically saying that this disease could take your life, but that's not the scariest thing to you. There's something that would be worse than dying.
Yeah. And look,
All right. I'm going to take it back to the beginning because I realized part of it actually played before the volume was up.
Living in fear of is what's happening to this country. And, Tucker, no one reached out to me and said, as a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that's the exchange, I'm all in. And that doesn't make...
No, there is no senior that needs to sacrifice their survival for this country. In fact, I wouldn't encourage young people to do it either. This man is out of his mind. He is out of his mind for real. Who made him lieutenant governor? Oh my goodness. That governor in Texas needs to be bitch slapped. Oh man. But people really went in. All right. So Andrew Lawrence. So yeah, sorry, Texas grandparents, but the invisible hand demands a sacrifice. And that's from Andrew Lawrence. And Joe Segal said, am I allowed to say F him here on Twitter? Because seriously, F him and the horse he rode in on. Okay, so Adam Rifkin said, dear Dan Patrick, CV is killing working age people too. So your understanding is as wrong as your morals. You should resign because Texans can't trust you to do the right thing. Dixon said, grandparents wouldn't even pay a 1% increase in marginal tax rates to save the earth for their grandchildren. I don't think they'll die for their 401ks. Helderman's ego said Lieutenant Governor Patrick on his willingness to die to restart the economy 3 to 4 weeks early. That doesn't make me noble or brave. It doesn't. It makes you stupid. Ooh, he got that work online. I don't see anybody that agrees that grandparents need to sacrifice themselves for the economy. Ooh, this man has lost his mind for real, y'all. It is just so many tweets. I can't read through all of them. But you get the picture. Nobody is standing with this man that their grandparents need to die for the good of the country. Man, Texas, what are y'all going to do about this? You got some crazy lunatic talking like this to y'all, talking like this to the whole country. He was on Fox News. Y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.